All right, so much of the Man event is on location this Sunday. Welcome. It's time for the best live YouTube show on Sunday nights. Y'all want to see the Chief fall asleep during a live show? The NBA's Toronto Raptors are now the Tampa Raptors. It's time for Thanksgiving. Cano suspended for PEDs. We'll talk NFL, including Monday night's matchup. Your favorite ham and eggers are checking in. I am B-Love with the Chief, TSG, and Pooh Bear. Settle in. It's time to hang out with us for a while. This is the Man event. Thanksgiving week, gentlemen. Can you believe we've made it this far? This year's gone by insanely fast. Looks like Pooh Bear, he's headed on vacay.
On location.
We're all ready for a fun week. So, man, who's excited about Monday Night Football?
Oh my gosh, I'm ready for Monday night. Yes.
Here's to hoping it's nothing like the last Monday Night Football game we had.
Oh man. So far the Bucs have not done well in prime time. They have looked horrible.
So how about the practice that he moved a couple of practices to the nighttime? Do you think that's going to help these guys get their groove on Monday night?
I hope so. I thought that was a pretty smart idea.
I don't think it can hurt. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, it certainly can't. Like I said, the previous primetime games have been abysmal.
I don't know. What's so much different about playing at night? I think it's in Tampa. It's certainly easier. It's a whole lot cooler. I mean, I can understand if you were expecting a hurricane. What's that, Chief?
I said these guys have played at night their whole lives. I mean, everywhere from if they played in junior high was at nights. Obviously, high school was at nights. College, some of the games are at night. I mean, this is not anything new to these guys. But whatever it is messing with their mojo.
Yeah, it's kind of like when the Buccaneers used to play in cold weather, they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, well, I give them that because I don't really do well in cold weather. So I've got 3 things to watch for Monday Night Football, as a Buccaneer fan. Okay, these are I'm calling these my 3 keys to victory, and it's definitely going to be worth watching. Okay, so you guys ready for this? Number 1?
Yeah.
Number 1 is not a Buccaneer. It's Jalen Ramsey, the best cornerback in the National Football League. He plays for the Rams. He is a shutdown corner, and he is going to be worth watching because – he affects the entire defense. I'm going to tell you what I would do if I were the Rams. I would put Jalen Ramsey on Godwin. And the reason I would do that is because he doesn't need help covering Godwin. Okay, that gives your safeties the opportunity to come down and start covering, Mike Evans, maybe with double coverage on Mike, and maybe even Antonio Brown would pick up a second cover guy. So he's definitely going to create problems for Tampa. And I want to see how we respond to that. And I think, one of the ways we respond to that is by going to our tight ends or hitting, Rojo or Fournette, in the flat with some passes, because I honestly feel like our receivers are going to be in trouble tomorrow night. And that all hinges on the play of Jalen Ramsey. My second thing to watch is going to be our tackles, our defensive tackles. Okay, the Rams like to run the football. They're a good running team, and our defensive tackles are going to have to force these guys to go wide. If they run up the gut on us, that's trouble. Going wide, we're fast and we can handle them. By the way, I don't think that Nunez Roches is the right guy for us right now. Not in this situation. I really would rather see McClendon play. He's a bigger guy. He stops the run. I feel better. So I would say between Sue, McClendon, and Nachos, That's
the
going to.
first time I've ever heard you speak poorly about nachos.
I'm not really speaking poorly about him. I'm just saying. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Okay, you got it. All right, finally, my third point.
Pulled pork or brisket on those nachos?
Why stop? Why or? Why does it have to be or?
In other words, yes.
So, yes. You guys throwing me off my game now. Man, I spent minutes practicing this.
Your third point.
My third point is that the Rams are the number one defense in the NFL. Okay. Is that right? No, they had number one run defense against the NFL. They took us out of the top spot. Okay, their defensive line is very good. That means that our offensive line, who I believe is not going to have Ali Marpet in it again, has got to play, phenomenal. Jensen, he's going to be moved over again to the guard position. It looks like. I can't remember who the new center is, but anyway, the offensive line. So really, truly, what I'm saying is this football game is going to be won or lost in the trenches. It is how well we play on the line. The line play is going to dictate how well we run the ball, how it's going to tell us if we're got time to throw the ball. It's going to decide how well we cover their receivers. So I would say watch the lines tomorrow night. Whew.
Hit it up.
All right. So I actually agree with Chief big time.
Yes.
We are going to have to run the football, and so Tom Brady's worst game was against the Saints. He was sacked 3 times. He was pressured almost 50% of the time. Teams that get pressure on the QB, on Tom Brady specifically up the middle, they give Brady trouble. I suspect Byron Leftwich and company are going to have a better game plan, and that's going to include running the football, short passes to slow down that pass rush that Chief's talking about there. And then they can take some shots down the field and utilize those great receiving core. But they can't find themselves behind early unless they start doing some of that smart stuff early. And so I think that's extremely important. And you're going to, luckily we got Ali Marpet back this week because you're taking on a couple of a defensive line that is really, really, really kicking right now. You got Aaron Donald, who is like second in the league on sacks. He's got 9 sacks. Leonard Floyd, he's got 7 sacks as well. Now, if you're looking at getting Ali Marpet back, that's really going to be something that's going to solidify that line and maybe try and prevent some of that pressure that's coming up the middle. Again, along with those runs, committing to that and some short passes to slow those guys down.
So Marpet still has not been cleared to play?
What's that?
I think what I heard was he was not going to play, but you seem to think that he's going to play, so maybe it's a game time decision. I don't know.
Last I heard he was playing, but maybe they changed it.
Well, listen, one of the things I'm hearing from the two of you is neither one of you really like our chances on Monday night.
Oh, no.
No. I didn't say that we didn't like our chances. I said that we can't just show up without a well-executed game plan. We're going to have to play smart football against these guys because this is a team that could definitely beat us.
Here's the thing. These guys are going to be ready to play. When looking at the playoff picture, the Rams are 6-3, and they're competing with the Bucs for a wild card spot right now, unless the Saints fall behind us, right? So if they beat us, they go to we fall behind to 7-4, and they go up. Now the Rams only have 2 division games so far, and they're 1-1 with that. So they're about to get into the meat of their schedule, but they've got San Fran, Arizona twice, and Seattle for a second time. So we're going to see really how good they are, but they're going to be coming to play because they're looking at taking the lead here at this wild card spot.
Wow,
this is almost a must-win game for us.
Yeah, the way you're spelling it out now, I truly believe it is.
Well, don't forget we have the Chiefs are coming to town next week. Our road to the playoffs doesn't get easier, guys.
It does not.
Yeah. Well, hey, can I break down some thoughts for Monday Night Football real quick?
Please do. Hit it. Be live.
Right, so listen, Monday night, my house, the Chief, our dear friend Matty Ho is coming over, who we haven't seen in a while. Listen, there's going to be bone-in ribeyes. There's going to be baked potatoes. There's going to be French onion soup.
He's talking dirty.
Creme brulee for dessert.
He's talking dirty to me now.
That's all you need to know about the matchup on Monday night.
So one way or another, we win on Monday night.
We're winning.
We're winning. We win. Pooh Bear, enjoy your flight.
Yeah.
Enjoy those peanuts they're going to give you.
There's no peanuts for this fight, but I'll be on the ground by then. I should be having some conch salad by the time kickoff starts.
Oh, that sounds disgusting.
Yes, that's terrible.
Not terrible.
Conch salad. Wow.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested to see how they come out and play. I think, for the majority of the season, I don't think any of us has been particularly happy with the play calling on the offensive side.
No.
This is one of those games where, based on what Chief, you and TSG are sharing, they could make us a one-dimensional offensive team pretty easily on Sunday night.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a concern for me. I feel like our running game has been pretty strong the last couple of weeks. Rojo is obviously running well. Fournette has proved to be a great pickup in this offseason. I'm still wondering where Shady McCoy is at. Is he even on this roster anymore?
Wow.
Or her? When was the last time that guy got a touch? I have no idea.
I haven't heard his name.
I think from the receiver standpoint, again, we have so many weapons. It's just been absolutely remarkable to me that these guys, there's not somebody wide open on every play, right? Whether it's one of our tight ends or now Antonio Brown or Chris Godwin or Mike Evans. Clearly those two, well, we know Godwin's playing with a broken hand, somewhat broken fingers. And I don't think Mike Evans is as healthy as they're making out that he is. He hasn't had an impactful year for us. He's been money in the red zone. But outside of that, he hasn't really been impactful other than the first two games. And I think it's, those are difficult decisions for Tom to make because I know he's got 6 guys on the sideline saying, give me the ball, I'm open on every play.
Right.
I don't know, defensively, obviously our run game, our run defense is tops in the league. I think if they blitz right, and we're a great blitzing team, we're often too predictable in that. But if they blitz right and they can get to the quarterback, it'll disrupt LA altogether on offense. So my thoughts.
Well, I don't think you're going to find the victory is going to come from the outside. It's going to come from the middle in one way, shape, or form or another. It's going to be with the tight end game or the crossing routes, and it's also going to be done with stopping the linebackers from blitzing. Yeah. So if that happens, that's a Buccaneer victory.
Yeah, those are some great points. And I think the other thing is, our special teams this year has been pretty good too. Like, hey, we don't have to stand on extra points anymore. I think that's a big factor.
Although I have.
Some habits are hard to break.
So for those of you who don't know us really well, we haven't really had a great kicking game for a number of years. And so we have a superstition. We have a superstition that on kicking plays, specifically not punting, but offensive kicking plays, that we stand. And somehow that superstition makes the ball go through the uprights. But we've had so much success on extra points this year, we haven't had to stand for them.
No, really, for anything under 40 yards.
And I think I was going to say, Chief, I think you instituted a rule like a week ago. We weren't going to stand for anything, less than 40 yards or so.
Well, we almost missed right until I stood up at the very last second on that one field goal. Remember that?
Right.
And you were on the right, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes, so, that's right. That's very important. And that was a last-minute decision to get up for all three of us.
Yes. So, it was pivotal.
It was a last-minute decision. It was like, get up. And then Pat's like, ah!
Well, I'll have you know I was standing by myself. I was there.
You better be standing tomorrow night.
Yeah, you can always count on Pooh Bear, baby. Every time. So I agree with you, B-Love. I think that our defense, they are going to try and stop our blitz, and they might catch us off guard, and it could be trouble for us. We do more of – they have 2 real powerful guys up front. We do more of a sack by committee kind of thing. Jason Pierre-Paul, he is at the top of the list at 7.5 sacks. Shaq Barrett's got 5. Devin White's got 5. Sue has 4 as well. So we kind of spread it around. But the blitzing does leave us vulnerable to big plays. Once they get past that, if that linebacker crew's blitzing in, they get past those guys, we can be in trouble sometimes.
Listen, blitzing leaves you vulnerable to the worst play in football. The screen.
The screen. I knew you were going to say it, man.
That play never works.
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody that hates a screen more than you do.
Listen, that play is money for 20 yards on 3rd and 32.
Yeah.
But outside of that play is garbage.
So you're saying it's worthless?
It's worthless. That is the most worthless play in football. I can't stand it. All right, so let's talk. Let's kind of go around the NFL a little bit. I'm sure you guys have had an opportunity to watch some games today. What's some of y'all's not a one? Okay, so Pooh Bear, you why don't you take a coffee break real quick?
Yeah.
We'll come back and talk to you in a minute. Go ahead, Chief.
I just want to say,
Wait a minute.
I had
everybody raising their hands.
But
this is not the 5th grade.
I like it.
So I had a lot of interest in the Saints and Falcons game today, and first of all, I was really hoping that Jameis Winston was going to start quarterback, and he didn't. Not because I wanted to see him play, but because I did not want to see the Saints win. Taysom Hill showed up, man. That cat, I really wasn't that impressed with him as an actual quarterback until today. I thought today, though, I mean, he's a great receiver. He does a lot of things. Let's face it, But today, I thought he looked more like a quarterback today than he has any other time. And doggone the freaking the Falcons, the one time we need them to do something, they've been looking good for the last 3 weeks. They've been looking really good. And it's like it was their own house too. And they just didn't show up. I said, doggone it, guys, you guys have been scoring 30 points a game. Even the ones they lost, they were still scoring 30. And they show up today and 9, I think. Come on.
Listen, Chief, I'm going to disagree with you a little bit.
Okay.
I also interested, as probably everybody on this show right now, with Jameis getting a start today. They obviously started Taysom Hill. I did not think Taysom Hill looked particularly great at quarterback. He didn't lose the game for them at quarterback, but I didn't think he won the game for them at quarterback. He's an interesting player. I mean, he's the only starting quarterback in the NFL that's ever blocked a punt. And you're right. Like they said today he's got more tackles than he's got touchdown passes, in his entire NFL career.
Okay.
He only had 18 going into the game, 18 passes.
Yeah, it wasn't very many. But my feeling about today watching him play was, he brings the razzle dazzle, which is kind of fun for a little while, but he didn't show me that he's an NFL quarterback. And at the end of the day, the Saints defense won this game.
The Saints defense looked very, very good, and that actually has me worried.
They were underrated. They should not be underrated now. Those boys are really good. They are real good. So
with Taysom Hill, the one thing that impressed me the most about him was how fast he was able to get rid of the ball. The NFL, he was actually, okay, the ball may not have had that tight spiral on it like a lot of quarterbacks do, and it might have been just a little off target, but I mean, that's just the way it is, But what he was doing was he knew where he wanted to go with the ball. He was throwing it as the receivers were making their breaks, and that is very Drew Brees-ish.
Yeah, so that tells me it's coming from Sean Payton, right?
Okay.
So we just heard in the pre-show we were talking about the Sean Payton giving him an MBA in quarterbacking, and that sounds, what you just described is exactly what that would be, I would think.
Yeah.
So Taysom Hill had 233 yards. He was 18 for 23. That's not bad. He had a QB rating of 108.9. That's pretty darn good.
What other games are interesting?
Listen, as Raheem would say, stats are for losers.
Well, how about the Pittsburgh Steelers? Still undefeated, guys.
Wow.
I mean, if they'd have lost today, we would have had lost respect for them too. So.
Yeah, it was just Jacksonville, but
yes,
just Jacksonville. They have I think they had the Ravens coming up on Thanksgiving. I think the Ravens actually lost today. Did they lose today?
Yes,
I think they did. But that's a good football team, and they always show up for Pittsburgh.
They lost to the Titans. Yeah, they're Baltimore's having an issue. They're having problems. These guys, the teams out there have a recipe to beat them now. They're forcing them to pass more, and they're saying, "Hey, we're not gonna let you run all over us like you did last year. Let's see if you can pass."
Right.
Yeah. Did anybody of interest? The first overall pick in the NFL draft goes down today.
Ooh, yeah.
And he's out for the season. So I haven't heard the status of that injury, but he sent out a tweet saying something along the lines of "You can't keep a good man down," whatever. I don't know, not the exact quote, but I'll see you guys in 2021. So
wow,
He was playing pretty good football.
Yeah,
he was the only thing keeping the Bengals relevant.
Yeah. He's really good. And speaking of injuries in football, Alex Smith, quarterback for the Washington football team, gets his first win of the season after his miraculous comeback. And he beats the Cincinnati Bengals 20-9. And, I mean, that's pretty good. Alex Smith actually had a much better game last week because, this week he was only 17 of 25 for 161 yards, 1 TD and 1 interception. He threw for over 300 yards last week. But it looks like Washington's running attack really took over the game at 164 yards by Gibson. He had 94 yards himself. And I guess running does win football games still, huh?
Yeah, it does.
Man, I'd love to see Alex Smith win out, this year just because, except for against the Bucs and in the playoffs. But I'd like to see really good things happen for that guy.
Yeah, I was rooting for him last week when he came in to make his first start. I was really hoping that would be like a storybook, made for TV movie kind of thing. But I'm glad it happened for him this week. That's good to hear.
Yeah, I thought so too. I mean, it's a story you want to watch all season long. I mean, the guy nearly died. I don't even know how many surgeries he had. I think it was like 15 or 16 surgeries. For him to go out there and get a W as a starting quarterback in the NFL after that, my hat's off to you, man. So,
yeah.
Any other thoughts from you guys on NFL Sunday so far?
I was 2 for 2 or 2 and 2 on the picks from last week. That wasn't great.
Yeah, let's not get ahead of ourselves there.
Oh, we're going to do picks.
We got an agenda here. So
all right. So listen. So it's Thanksgiving week. It is. We're coming up on Cliffmas as well. But Thanksgiving week, guys. What's something that you look forward to in Thanksgiving week? Like, give me like what's your favorite food to eat? Like, what's your favorite tradition? What you guys got?
Not working.
That's your favorite tradition?
That's a good one. That is my favorite tradition. But yeah.
Oh, man.
I'll share my tradition. So, my mom's side of the family, pretty much most of her cousins and aunts and uncles, they all live in town where we still live. And one of our cousins always has us over, and it's a family reunion. It's 100+ people, and it's growing.
Wow.
Yeah, it's grown to the point where smaller families are inviting their spouses and their families, extended families, and there's friends that come over, and so it's a really great atmosphere. We're gonna miss it this year. We're not gonna have it, so that's unfortunate. But it's just one of those things where that is, to me, that's one of the best things to look forward to this entire week for my family.
Yeah, that's very cool, man.
Let me give you mine, and then I have
a lot of people at dinner.
Yes, it is. Well, and it's lunch. We don't do dinner. We do lunch.
Okay.
So let me give you mine, and then I got to run. So every year, probably for the last 30 years, we've played croquet after dinner for just an event to do. Well, it got to the point where everybody was trying to remember who won last year and did this and that, blah blah. So we actually made a trophy. We have it's called the Wickets Trophy. I don't have it here, but it stands about 4 feet tall, and you get it engraved now you get your name engraved on it if you're the winning team. It tells you, because we rotate where we have Thanksgiving every year. So, it could be at my house or my brother's house or something like that. And it tells you who the teams are, that won on it. And we figured there's slots on this trophy base for about 50 years worth of names.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So
a Stanley Cup.
Who's the defending champion, Chief?
I am myself, and there's a lot of people, at this event, so we have to play in teams. So last year, myself and my son won, which is the number 2 teams on the trophy. Trophy's only been around for 2 years now. This will be the 3rd year.
Okay, so you're back-to-back champions?
No, we won the second year. I think my sister and her husband won the first year.
Okay, all right. So before you go, though,
yes,
this is the most important thing you're going to share with us on the show. What is your favorite Thanksgiving food?
Oh, Mom's pumpkin pie, which I got the recipe for the other day, and I'm gonna tell you, all these years, I was there. Hey, don't forget to make the pumpkin pie, Mom. She, oh well, I guess I can do it. I found out, how long it takes to make her pumpkin pie? 10 minutes. It takes like 10 minutes to do it. You open up a can of this, can of that. I said, doggone it. Look,
all this time you thought she was slaving over your pumpkin pie.
She made me guilty. Made me feel guilty about even asking for it some years. She's like, oh, I got to make so much other food. Blah, blah, blah. And I said, Mom,
make sure you get a lot of whipped cream for the top of that thing.
Well, I do. I do.
I like it. All right,
Chief, we know you got to go. I will see you at the Man Event Turkey Trot.
Yeah, well, you're going to see me before that.
Oh, that's right. I'm going to see you tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night.
He's not going to miss steaks.
No, I'm not.
We know that.
Do you want to promote that while you're still here for Thursday?
The turkey trot?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you guys can talk about it. I do have to go.
All right.
Okay.
Hey, guys.
So Chief put together just a makeshift turkey trot. I don't know. I've run in these 5K or 10K turkey trots for a couple of years. This year, none of them are happening because of COVID. So he thought it would be cool to put together this. It's like basically a contest, I guess you could say, of a turkey trot. And so you're designated as either a turkey, an Indian. I don't even remember what the other one is. There's the third one is Pilgrim. Okay, thanks, Pooh Bear. And your start time is based on how long you think it's going to take you to finish. So because I intend to run slow, I'm a turkey. I get out of the gate first, and I get like an 8-minute head start. And then if you're a pilgrim, what was it?
Indian.
If you're an Indian, you go next, and if you're a pilgrim, you go last. And the idea is for those pilgrims to try to catch up to you. So we're gonna shoot a little Man Event vlog here this Thanksgiving, the four of us. So I'm sure you'll see some clips from the turkey trot. We made shirts, or at least I made a shirt to signify that I'm a turkey, and it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
So if I were running in the turkey trot, I would be an egg. a turkey egg.
You'd be following along in a cart.
A turkey egg. I'd be that's slower than a turkey is a turkey egg.
Okay. So you're going to start an hour. You're going to start an hour before everybody.
There you go.
I'm going to go with Buffalo, baby.
Buffalo. So Pooh Bear, we didn't catch, man. What's your favorite food? Thanksgiving food.
That's tough. All right. So growing up, it was always my grandmother on my father's side. Her dressing or stuffing. I'm not sure what the proper term is. We always called it dressing. But that was always my favorite growing up. And since she's passed, probably, I think it was in the late 80s, no one's been able to duplicate it. So I don't know if it's kind of a fond memory just because of the connection I have with my grandmother and it's no longer available, or if it was because it was that good. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but it's been a long time since I've had it made right. My mom does a pretty decent job of it. I had an aunt, one of my grandmother's daughters, that made a good attempt at it. So but that's probably my favorite all-time food.
All right. TSG, man, what about you? What's a favorite tradition, favorite food?
Favorite food, sweet potato casserole with the marshmallows melted on top and just that perfect thickness and then a little bit of that juice that kind of gets all over your turkey from the side.
That sounds gross.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And then
sounds gross.
Sometimes it gets caramelized. Yes. If you cook it just right, you get that broil on.
I'm with you, TSG. It's good.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, in traditions, like the Macy's Day Parade, really like getting up and kind of waking up with some coffee and watching the Macy's Day Parade, having a little breakfast and some snacks. Not too much because you got to leave room for the big meal. But I really enjoy that. It's been such a tradition. I don't even, how many years has that Macy's Day Parade been going? It's like 100 and like 100. Yeah, it's been a long time.
And it's going to be virtual this year. They're not going to actually have it,
which is crazy.
That's
crazy.
I know it
stinks. Yeah. So for me, I would say first of all, favorite food. I actually am one of those people who likes turkey. So like I look forward to it. Yeah, I mean, it's like the only time of the year you really get, turkey anymore. And like nobody just is like, hey, let's bake a turkey. So, Thanksgiving and Christmas, typically you get the turkey. I actually enjoy turkey, but also love me some mashed potatoes.
Yeah,
know
garlic.
that turkey. You know, so some mashed potatoes to go with that turkey.
Well, let's be honest. There really isn't any bad Thanksgiving food other than
no, there's not. But I'm sure there's something everybody looks forward to.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, whenever they try and give me vegetables or something, I mean,
yeah, I'm not a big fan of like green bean casserole.
Don't waste room on your plate with that, John. That's not good for anybody, man.
It's got to be brown and white. Brown and white.
Yeah, that's
so
some.
I would say like a tradition for me. I think one of the things I don't know if you consider it a tradition, but one of the things I like is it's like one of the few days of the year I feel that everything just kind of slows down a little bit. Like you're not in a hurry to get out of bed on Thursday morning. You know, right. Like I love having biscuits and gravy. That's kind of been something we've done, you know, every morning for every Thanksgiving morning for a number of years. Just kind of just letting the day come to you versus like always blah, 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 blah. Now, obviously, like you got plans with family and, you know, different things like that. But I'd say I don't know that that's necessarily a tradition, but that's something I look forward to about.
And it's kind of it's a long day. It's not, you know, there's just a lot to look forward to, I guess. Do you guys normally do dinner or lunch or what?
Yeah, so it's going to be a little bit different this year because of COVID. But typically we eat like, I guess you could call it dinner because we eat around 2:30.
Yeah.
This year, I think I'm actually it's going to be at my house this year just because of some circumstances that played out. We don't normally have it at my house. But I think we got family coming over around 3. We're planning to eat around 4, so a little bit later this year than we normally do.
Are you putting the chef hat on, B-Love? Are you cooking
here's the deal.
You cooking the turkey?
No, I'm not cooking the turkey. An old family friend is doing the turkey that somebody we've done Thanksgiving with for as long as I can remember. But I am doing a ham. I'm doing a whole ham. I'm going to smoke a whole ham. I just pulled the trigger today on a Komodo Joe, Big Joe 3, which is their brand new Komodo Joe. Yes. So I was going to cook that thing on my offset smoker. But I pulled the trigger. That Joe's going to show up. It's getting delivered on Tuesday. So that'll be one of the first things I cook. But I'm going to slow smoke a whole ham. It's a recipe that somebody in our family had given me a couple of years ago. He makes it a lot. But you put like this glaze, brown sugar type glaze. It's got some maraschino juice in the glaze, but you glaze the whole ham. And then I'm going to cover the ham in pineapple slices and maraschino cherries. I'm going to put that on the smoker for about 8 hours.
Look at this guy.
Look at that, Matty Ho.
Chiming in with his favorite Thanksgiving food.
Yeah, I love how he's specific about the dark meat turkey. Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Hey, that guy next to you looks like he could use a little turkey. Wow. That's an awesome picture.
So Pooh Bear, I joined the fraternity.
Man, I'm so happy for you. Listen, I've made 2 investments in my life that I consider the 2 best. One of them's the wedding ring for my wife. The second one is that Komodo Joe. I am not kidding when I say that. It is.
Wow.
I cook on that thing 2 to 3 times a week. I have never had a bad complaint from anyone, any guest, any child, any wife, anybody say, I didn't like that. That wasn't good. Or you could have done it better. And that's not me bragging. That's the magic meat machine. That's
magic meat machine.
That's what this thing is. It is amazing.
I'm looking forward to it. So I went out. You know, I've been wanting to get in.
By the way, he's still going.
He's still going.
Yeah.
So I've been wanting to get a new grill, and my current rig is gas on one side, charcoal on the other, offset smoker. Right.
Yeah, you've got a nice setup now.
Yeah, it's a nice setup, but like the gas side at like all gas grills has gone to pow. So I'm at that point where like only half the rig works anyway. And so like I started looking into a bunch of different stuff. Like I looked at some Traegers, I looked at the pellets. I'm trying to decide like, hey, am I going to go with maybe like our boy Javi? You know, he's got a bunch of different, he's got 3 or 4. And so I was like, you know, maybe I'm going to go that route and I'm going to solve this. Well, I don't know, Pooh Bear, if you've seen like some of the upgrades that they've done to the Joe 3.
Yes, I have.
But it solves some of those concerns that I had about that. So after seeing those changes and doing some research and what have you, and looking at a bunch of other grills, man. That's what I ended up on. I pulled the trigger on it today.
Did you get it at Costco?
No, man, I got it from this place up on Northdale Mabry. I would give them a plug if I could remember their name, but it's like the Grillin' something or other. I can't remember.
Yeah, well, I asked that because Costco has a touring road show with the Kamado Joe products. And normally when you purchase it there, it's usually a couple $100 less. You get 2 free bags of charcoal, you get a cover, and I think you get some lights. Anyway, you get some accessories and stuff for free.
Yeah, so these guys set me up pretty good. I just looked it up. It's called Just Grilling Outdoor Living. It's on Northdale Mabry. But they kind of gave me a setup like that. I got the grill, I got the cover, I got some bags of charcoal, I got some chunk wood, I got some wood planks, I got some starters. They threw in a bunch of other stuff like that. They put together a nice package.
Good.
Well, I'll put a little topping on this little Thanksgiving Day discussion, and that's going to be a little glaze on that ham. I know you got some glaze ready for it, and we got to watch football and take a nap.
Yep.
So, yeah. Well, listen, I'm in the nap business right now.
Yes, sir.
After going through a bout with COVID, I take a nap almost every day. 3 weeks later, that's the one big side effect that I still have from that battle. So, I'm in the nap. I'm in the nap game right now. So let me ask you this real quick, and we'll move on because we've only got about 24 minutes or so left here in the show. But 2020 has been a challenging year for a lot of people across our country, right? Obviously, I just talked about COVID. We got the COVID pandemic going on. A lot of people have had to adjust their lifestyle to a different way of living, either because of how their work life changed or their children's school life changed, or trying to make sure that they stay safe. And I think I know this is a show about a bunch of ham and eggers who just like to have some fun, but I think if we can have just a moment real quick, what would you guys say you're thankful for this year?
Oh, for me personally, and I said this from the beginning, that I was extremely thankful that my job is and again, I don't mean to self-gloss or make me sound better than, but my job's kind of essential to my community. So I wasn't able to work from home. I wasn't able to, downgrade, lay off. Me and my team, we had to go to work every single day. We didn't get a choice. We didn't get, modified schedules or anything like that. It was go to work. So to be in a line of work or business that is like that, to where, they can't send you off. You're essential. So that to me was a blessing. And the same goes for my wife. And I said that from the beginning. A lot of people complaining about, oh, I've got to work from home or this. I'm like, hey, listen, you've got a job, right? There's a lot of people in the service industry. We're still seeing it. We're still seeing people in theaters, theater owners. I'm in a hotel right now. I'm sure it's not nearly full capacity, and it normally would be. There's all kinds of Disney employees are getting laid off. They just laid off 2,000 folks or so. I mean, if you're working in some capacity, that right there is enough to be thankful for, in my opinion, because of the fact that so many folks aren't, and they're struggling with it. And I know my wife and I, we do what we can to help those that haven't. So it's just been, to me, that's probably, in this year at this time, I'm thankful to have the job that I have and the position that I have, and be financially stable the way that I am. That to me is probably the biggest blessing.
Yeah, I'm with you there. And my number one, I'm thankful for that job as well. But my number one is my wife. She's been absolutely a rock and fantastic through the whole situation. And she also is a essential worker as well. She has to go in every day.
And she works in
ICU.
Where she's seeing it front line.
Yep, she's ICU and she's actually the COVID ICU unit for a major hospital. Yeah.
Wow.
And so if they're serious, they go to her floor, and she sees a lot of them, and they've been through a lot this year. Not just leave away from the home stuff and what everyone's doing at home, and not being able to visit family and friends as much, or having a personal life, but watching the suffering up front, and it's been really, it's going to be tough on a lot of these workers, but she's been fantastic. And I'm thankful for my friends and my family as well, because I've seen a part of them step up and the type of people that they are, and they've been fantastic and some great people. And that's when you really kind of, in these hard times, you see that behavior and those type of people really step up.
Yep. I'd say for me, a number of things. One would be I'm thankful that for the most part, my family and extended family everybody has stayed healthy. We had our bouts. I mean, TSG, I know you had your bout with a flood just a week or two. I mean, like, it hasn't been without challenges for us, even on this show, right? And I think for me, my professionally, like, I'm surrounded by a group of badass people who put their head down and said, hey, we're going to make sure that everybody has jobs here. And they blew the year up. And I'm super thankful and super proud of that group. And I think, it's been interesting, like having my kids at home. I'm working from home right now full time, where normally I travel all of the time. My kids are at home doing virtual learning. And so I'm more than I ever have. I'm with them all day, every single day. And something cool that I started doing a couple of weeks ago before I got sick was, once a week I go out for breakfast with one of them and just do some one-on-one time. And I've been really thankful and grateful for that. And, to that, Pooh Bear, you alluded to this. There's a lot of folks who have been less fortunate than us over the course of this year. For those of you who are within the sound of my voice or watching this, then I would ask you if you fit into that group who's been fortunate and blessed in 2020, look for opportunities to serve and to help those who are in need right now.
Yep.
And I'm not going to say this to be boastful, but something we did today is we went to the grocery store, and a guy that I work with, Anthony Mosley, he's a really cool dude. He put together this event up in Michigan. It was called Thanksgiving Supermarket Sweep. And he challenged everybody in the sphere of influence to spend no more than $100. And the contest was, how much groceries could you buy for $100 to donate somewhere else? So we answered that call from him. But just find some cool stuff to do like that. Maybe somebody individually you could do that with, or an organization you could support. But I would encourage you to do that, right?
That's great.
So,
absolutely.
All right. So picks, right? It's we're on week 11. We all had picks in for week 11. Let's go over those real quick, Pooh Bear. Let's start with Detroit and the Panthers. These are this week's games. And I think everybody, including the Chief, had the Panthers to win this game, and they pulled out even without Christian McCaffrey, right? So everybody there was 1-0. The next game that we picked was the Titans versus the Ravens. We all picked the Ravens, except for the Pooh Bear. Except for the Pooh Bear. So TSG, we're 2-0.
Yeah. I got that
Pooh
one.
Bear is real close to putting on that wig of shame. You might catch a break today, TSG.
Just turn your hat sideways for me, Pooh Bear. Just a little.
I'll tell you what. If I do lose this, I've got something right here in my bag.
All right. So the Falcons and the Saints, we were split on this. So the Chief and I had the Falcons. We felt like with Drew Brees going to be out, Raw kind of had Atlanta rolling that was going to show up. They didn't. The Saints win. So TSG, man, you're perfect so far. Me and the Pooh Bear are 2-1.
Yeah.
And the last game that we have was the Bengals. So you had the first overall draft pick, Joe Burrow, who we mentioned got hurt, versus Alex Smith in the Washington football team. And everybody except the Pooh Bear picks the Washington football team. TSG, congratulations on going perfect.
Thank you.
The Chief and I go 3-1. And Pooh Bear, what you got, man?
I guess 2-2.
That's you. You are the official loser.
500. Yeah. So loser is still, second place. I guess it's fourth place, so as it were, huh?
So what do you got for the wig of shame?
Well, I'm not sure how shameful it is, but I've got something here. What happened to TSG?
I don't know. He gone.
Is he going to get a wig? So I'm not going to put this on if he's going to get a wig.
He's not going to get a wig.
No.
All right, I'll do what I have to do.
What a good sport! What?
Yes!
Yes!
All right.
Yes!
See if that's all right.
Yes! Happy Thanksgiving from
My
Pooh Bear.
Thanksgiving is complete. Pooh Bear, you
He's
rock.
got a turkey on his head.
I have 4 of these, and we're taking them on our trip with us.
That is great. That is great. All right. So
Classic.
let's look at week 12 picks and we'll go through this, and we got one more segment to wrap it up. So first game, Ravens versus the Steelers.
Ravens are 6-4 versus the Steelers, who are 10-0. Steelers are undefeated, beating Jacksonville today pretty handily, and the Ravens have lost their mojo. The teams now have the recipe to beat the Ravens, and it looks like they're going to need to find an answer to respond to this defense. So they've lost 2 in a row. I'm going to stick with the Steelers at home. Steelers.
All right. So before he got off at air, the Chief gave us his picks. He also has the Steelers. And Mr. Turkey Man, what you got?
How can you not go with the Steelers? You know what I mean?
I'm with you. I think we're all unanimous on that.
They're rolling. I mean, I want to pick the Ravens to be different, but you got to go with the undefeated team, man.
Listen, it's hard to go against the grain when you're wearing a turkey hat.
In a public place, by the way.
In a public place. I was going to say, in the lobby of a hotel.
All right. So
That's true.
I'm getting strange looks from people walking in. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, next game, Raiders and Falcons. TSG.
So Raiders 6-3, Falcons 3-7. Raiders have won 3 in a row, by the way. Falcons just lost, so they've been slowed down from their little uprising with the Raheem takeover. So I am going to go with the Raiders. The Raiders.
What you got?
I think I'm gonna go with the Raiders as well. I just think the Falcons are a terrible team. The Raiders have been playing well. The Falcons just cannot close out games. So if Chucky can get them moving, they're probably going to go ahead and take this one.
All right. So the Chief, again, before he went off the air, he said he picked the Falcons. I'm going to go Falcons too. I think you guys are a bunch of haters. I think this team is going to eventually find a way to win some football games. You can't have the type of luck that they're having all season long, and unless you're the Buccaneers in 2019. So I got the Falcons too. All right. How about the Chargers versus the Bills?
Do you want to go first on this, Pooh, or you want me to go?
Well, I mean, I've been picking the Bills all season long. I really like the way they're playing, but man, the Chargers are hard to beat too. So in this case, I'm just going to go with the against the traveling team. The Chargers have to come all the way across the country. Probably going to have some cold weather up in Buffalo. So I'm going to go with the Bills.
Wow, that's brave. I like it. Chargers 2-7, Bills 7-3. Chargers have lost 3 in a row.
Chargers are not playing like a 2-7 team though.
No, you're right. They're not. I think there's still too much for the Chargers to win. I'm gonna go with the Bills. The Bills are, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bills too, and the Chief was a Bills fan as well. So he went all home teams leading into this, so we'll kind of know what his next pick is here. You got the Panthers and the Vikings being the home team, so we know that's who the Chief picked. What's the rest of you guys got?
Vikings won 3 in a row, and they're really playing well. The Panthers are very inconsistent. You never know if they're going to have McCaffrey or not, so I'm going to go with the Vikings.
Yeah, and the Vikings have been running the ball really well. Dalvin Cook and Madison have just been pounding it back there for them. So I do like the Vikings too, but I have a sneaky suspicion that Christian McCaffrey will be back for this game.
Ooh.
So I'm going with that.
You love some Christian McCaffrey. That's your boy.
C-Mac, why not? C-Mac 22.
That is your boy. All right, I'm going Vikings too. I think that team is playing really, really well. Again, I think they got a 2-headed monster in the backfield there. I don't know that Teddy Bridgewater and Christian McCaffrey can stop that.
Okay.
I don't know if they can keep up. So that's who I
So,
got.
I'm the lone Panther pick on that one.
You're the lone Panther pick. So
You are right.
Hopefully somebody wrote all that down.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
Somebody needs to go back and watch the show and write it all down.
Nice hat. Thanks a lot.
I love it. This worked out so great.
Yes.
So great. All right, listen.
Yes.
So let's kind of end on this segment right here. The news came out early in this week
So, I can take
in
that
Major League. In Major League, who said you could take it off?
Hey, you made my Thanksgiving, Pooh Bear.
The segment is over. We have moved on.
All right, next time I'm going to drag that out. All right, so we saw some news from Major League Baseball earlier in the week that Robinson Cano
What an idiot.
had a positive test for stanozol, which was his second positive test in essentially 2 years. So that comes with a 162 game all-season suspension. What are y'all's thoughts?
I just think that is the stupidest thing. So if it is it's a banned substance, he knows this. It's not like a secret to him. No one snuck it in on him.
By the way, Pooh Bear, this substance isn't even available in the U.S.
Yeah, well, you see a lot of this from the international players. We saw here with the Rays almost instantly when the first started testing and instituting the long-term bans. There was a couple of minor league players from the Dominican, from Venezuela, who popped early because they were taking substances that were banned in the United States but weren't necessarily banned in those leagues. But here you're talking about Cano, who's got $24 million salary on the line here.
Yep, he's got 3 years left of a 10-year, $240 million deal.
So to me, you've got two ways of looking at this. One, he's been doing this for a long time, and he's had to maintain this in order to get to a $24 million contract. And two, he needed. That's the only reason he got the $24 million contract is because of these PEDs. So, which came first, chicken or the egg? But yeah, just the fact that you're at this point in your career and you can't get by without them says a lot. You're probably not as talented as everyone thought you were.
Well, I mean, the thing I would say to that, Pooh Bear, is that guy's 38 years old.
Yeah.
To some degree, is he doing PEDs trying to keep up? He's trying to play up to that big contract that he's still. I mean, he'll be 41 when that contract is over.
But he didn't just stumble upon this season. He didn't just stumble upon someone who could supply him with some performance-enhancing drugs at 38 years old. He's been doing this for an awful long time.
Yeah, so you're saying like he's been doing it a long time, but he hasn't gotten caught. He's just getting caught now. Okay.
Instead of helping his team, now he's hurt his team.
Right.
And he's gonna, I don't know if he's gonna come on and give an apology and or deny it first, like they all do, until it's proven, and then they come out and give this I'm sorry to their team kind of a thing. But here's the thing. I'm the believer in these PEDs. If they didn't help, they wouldn't take them. Okay. The old argument about you still got to have hand-eye coordination to make contact. But guess what? You also got to have bat speed, and bat speed is so important in Major League Baseball. So you can get around and make contact with the ball. Without that bat speed, you foul it off. You don't make contact. You strike out a lot. So without the PED, this is, we start to see a decline with these players, and it's an honest decline. These guys really need to stay away from it and put their team first before, they need to do other things. Look at Tom Brady. Tom Brady, look how long he has lasted by taking some extreme measures with his diet and the way he does things. He's,
viability.
Yeah.
That's what he pushes. So now,
listen, he's also playing quarterback, dude. It's not like the guy played tight end for.
He's throwing a ball, the other guy's swinging a bat. I mean, they're standing still while they're doing something.
I hear you. Pat, TSG, I hear your argument on like, hey, he thought he was helping himself, and now he's hurt the team. I mean, I think as I did some research on learning a little bit deeper about his career for this show, one of the things I came across is the Yankees offered him a pretty decent deal to come back to New York. and he turned it down to go to the Mets. Okay, so which one of those two teams do you think is closer to a world championship?
Oh,
the Yankees. Yeah,
his contract wasn't about the team; it was about him, right?
Right.
At that level of play, the guy is an 8-time All-Star. When he got busted in 2018, he was hitting like 304. He batted 316 in 2020. That was a bounce back year. He had a bad year in 2019. But to me, like the moves that he's made aren't necessarily, hey, I'm a team guy. He's already got one World Series ring with the New York Yankees. I think he's at the end of his career and he's trying to get every last bit out of baseball that he can.
Oh, sure. And that may be why he's taken the performance-enhancing drugs. It's because a lot of these drugs are designed to help you recover after a workout or after some strenuous activity. Mm-hmm. And that's what, as someone with an older body or older muscle core, that's what you're going to come across. That's what Roger Clemens owned up to. That's what I believe it was Barry Bonds finally admitted, or in a roundabout way, to saying he was doing. So it's the recovery time. It's not necessarily doing it to enhance strength or bat speed or just to get to the majors. You're in the majors. You're just trying to hang on and to recover faster so that you can play the next day so that the guy that's backing you up doesn't come in and Wally Pipp you, basically.
So, but we only had a 60-game season.
Correct.
I mean, he didn't need to take it this year.
I don't know.
I don't know. Pat, this was his best offensive season since he left the Yankees.
How broken down is he? What if he didn't take it? What would we have seen? Would he have missed 3 games in a week?
Yeah, maybe. I agree with B Love. I mean, I don't know what the relationship was for the Yankees and him when they ended. I don't know if there was anything behind the scenes that took place that tainted him. So without knowing that, but all other indications point at what B Love is saying, and that's just he's looking me. It's all about me, and it's too bad for the Mets.
The interesting thing about that, kind of what you guys have framed up here is I look back at Cal Ripken, who was the Iron Man of baseball, right? It just makes that feat that he had for consecutive games played to me an even bigger deal. Like to hear you, Pooh Bear, make the point of these guys are taking PEDs for recovery. And so they can play again tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, there's no guarantee that Cal Ripken wasn't taking any kind of PEDs.
No, listen, don't tarnish the guy's name.
I'm just saying we assume that. We assume certain players never did. We assume King Griffey Jr. never did. We assume Chipper Jones never did. We assume, Greg Maddux never did. Cal Ripken, whatever. There's no – would you be surprised that we all assume Lance Armstrong didn't take any PEDs too?
And then I think the PEDs were so widespread in Major League Baseball for such a long period of time that, yes, Pooh Bear, you're right. We can't even begin to know who got away with it.
Right.
So one sport you don't want to do PEDs in is golf. And it ruins your flexibility in golf. These big guys, they can't get their arms. They can't get that swing properly.
Is that what's happened to Rochambeau?
Maybe.
No, I think that's what happened to Tiger Woods.
That's where I was going. That's exactly where I was going.
David Duval, right?
Yeah, I've said that about Tiger Woods for years.
Yep.
This guy was first of all, like in his heyday, he was like, boom, he's jacked, right? This golfer that was out there, he was slaying it. And now the guy is old and decrepit. Now I realize him and I are the same age. I think he's a little bit younger. He's 43. I'm 44. And the guy can't make it through 4 rounds of golf.
Yeah, but he's having back problems.
But his body's breaking down from the PEDs is my argument.
But he's been playing this sport since he was 3, twisting his spine in such an unnatural motion that there's probably no surprise that he's having back problems. The way I see it. What is he? He's 45 or so?
43.
43. So he's been doing this for 40 years, literally. Not, I've been doing it all my life. No, he's been doing it his entire life since he was 3 on the Johnny Carson show or Jay Leno or whatever it was.
Yeah. He's been doing it a long time, and his desire to play it probably goes up and down.
At the highest level.
Yeah.
So Now it may be from PEDs. I have no idea. I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't know either. I just think like you look at that. He was playing in the prime of his career, was during the PED era.
Yep.
And his body is breaking down. He can't stay healthy.
Right.
And that's one of the side effects of these athletes who at one time took PEDs.
Yep. And then if you go on about, you can see Jack Nicklaus still plays. All the old Gary Player just did the tee off for the Masters. So, I mean, these guys are playing without any problems. And they're probably playing recreational quite a bit as well.
Yep.
I know we just hit our 1 hour mark.
Yep. All right, guys. I think that's about all the time we got for today. Pooh Bear, you want to take us home, man?
Let me see that hat. Let me see that hat one more time. Let me see it. Let me see it.
I'll just hold it for you. I'm not going to put it on.
No, yeah. Yeah.
Imagine that on B-Lo's come out of jail right there.
Hey, I'm bringing the turkey collar to the 5K.
All right. I love it.
Coming to get you, B-Love.
I love it.
All right. So we had a good time tonight. I hope you guys did as well. If you made it this far in the show, go ahead and like and subscribe for more content just like this. We're doing this every Sunday night, 7 o'clock. We'll see you again next week. Good night. Happy Thanksgiving.
Safe travels, Pooh.
Thank you.